I have about a 5-minute motorbike ride to school every morning, and it's a fairly peaceful ride considering that I'm in Ho Chi Minh City, where there are literally millions of motorbikes in the city. I try to leave my house by about 7 a.m. because the volume of traffic increases exponentially between 7 and 8. I usually arrive at school around 7 a.m. and it takes me about 5 minutes to walk to my classroom. That gives me about 45 minutes before the students start showing up. I start my day with a cup of coffee and some music. This is usually a very productive time of day for me. I can catch up on school-related emails, view the day's plans, make sure I have necessary resources, and catch up on grading. It also allows me time to catch up on blogs that I follow. My TA, Ms. Ha, usually arrives around 7:30, and she begins to help me prepare for the day. The students start showing up about 7:45.
Every morning when we come into the classroom, Mr. Sullivan has a morning message for us. It's usually a question or a task related to something we are studying or a project we are working on in class. Sometimes it's reading blogs and leaving comments. Most days of the week we go to special areas at 8:15, so we have about 20 and 30 minutes to work on our morning message task. During this time, Mrs. Ha and Mr. Sullivan come around and check our homework and talk about our morning message reflection. Then we line up to go to specials.
After specials, we have morning meeting. Morning meets is divided into 3 sections. First, we have free share. For 5 minutes, we can talk about anything we want, but we can only talk once, so you really have to think about what you want to share. After free share, we discussed our morning message. Depending on what Mr. Sullivan asked us to write about, we just have a conversation about our answers or opinions based on that task or question. Finally, we have current events. Everyone is supposed to have a current event, and we volunteer to share and answer classmates' questions. Sometimes Mr. Sullivan just calls on students to share.
After morning meeting, we have math. We use everyday math. Sometimes we play math games that go with the lessons we are learning. After math, Mr. Sullivan reads to us. Right now, he is reading Among the Hidden. It's a sci-fi book about the future and population control. We are almost done, but there are more books in the series that everyone is already reading. Then we go to recess and lunch. We also have the option to go to the library instead of recess, but most students prefer to go outside and play or socialize. The library is just for silent reading. After lunch, we have about 20 minutes of rap time. Rap stands for read any place. I think most schools call it silent reading time. Then we have language arts. It changes every other day. We'll have book club one day and writer's workshop the next. During book club, we have different groups that are reading different books. We sit in a circle with our club and discuss the book we're reading. We also have different jobs we do to help us during our discussion. Book club is a lot of fun. During writer's workshop, we are usually writing something. Earlier this year, we wrote persuasive essays and feature articles. Now, we are writing fiction stories. Fiction is so much fun because you can write about anything you want. We can choose any genre, and we get to be very creative in our plot lines. At 1:30, we have a break. Some students go to recess outside. Some students choose inside free time to play games, read, or just socialize. This is also a time for us to finish missing work or get some extra help with our studies.
After recess, we have either science or social studies. Right now, we are doing a science unit on motion and design. We use these KNS kits to create different types of cars that are powered by different sources of energy. Then we modify the cars or the sources of energy to perform fair tests. Science is so cool.
About 2:45, we copy our homework into our planners and start to pack up to go home. Some days we have ECAP, which is after school activities. If we have ECAP, we don't leave until 3:10, so we have time to work on homework before we leave class. ECAP lasts until 4.